What's happening, hustlers? Have a few bits from us today. I think I said last time that we had a couple of days that we needed because it was just so full on. A couple of days to recharge. We've just come back, haven't we? And we just want to continue the recharge. We've got no momentum going at all.
It's nearly midday-ish and we've not done anything.
We've just been procrastinating the whole morning, basically. Actually, we did do a little trip to B&Q for a couple of bits, so that's fine. I think it's really tough for us at the minute because we're just waiting on a lot of people and we can't chase too much because we haven't got the budget to keep chasing for all the new bits to be done. So the bits, not yet. So the bits that we got booked in, we've got the budget for, like the plumbing and the electrics and stuff, which we said before. So the plumbers came in and they did the works that I showed you what they did. And now they're not back till back end of this week. And that's fine. When we organised it with them, we sort of said, because all the trades around here are so busy, aren't they? We sort of said to them, look, we've got time. That's the one thing we have got. So if you can fit us in, but do it like a day here, 2 days here, 2 days there. I don't think it's a humongous job, the plumbing, to be honest with you. But now we're sort of like back and we're like, oh, there's just holes in the wall and holes in the floor and there's no water. So
I mean, we are trying to do a lot of it ourselves, but the fundamental bits we can't do ourselves. Plumbing, electric, that needs signing off, and we can't do the bits that we can do until they're done. Yeah. And the little other bits, we've run out of it, run out of steam.
Just run out of energy. So
get up and go.
It's got up and gone. So, like for instance, we're back. We had a couple of days back. We went to my mum's. We did some washing. Saw the girls, our 2 little fur babies, and had some, I say downtime, but we were still pretty busy catching up with stuff. That was for a couple of days. Then we thought, right, we're going to be recharged, we'll come back. But now we're here, it's like I say, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but obviously from the area we're from, everything is go, 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 24/7. You got people on tap, you got 24/7 phone numbers, you do this, you do that. Country is very, and the word we keep saying is mañana, mañana. It's like, you might have a little siesta or you ask for someone to pop in. Yeah, I'll pop in that week. And I'm like, it's really hard because I'm like, yes, you're saying you're popping in this week, but can you tell us what time you're coming in, what day you're coming in, what vehicle you're coming in, how will I recognise you, that type of thing. So it's pretty full on. We're just trying to G ourselves up, so we thought we'd come on and have a quick chat with you. That might get us a bit motivated. But I think, I keep saying to you, don't I, we've got to think of the positives. The positives are, we've got trades and they're really hard to get up here. So we've got plumbers booked in, they're doing their bits, they're back on Friday, today is Tuesday. They're back on Friday and I don't think it's a massive job for what they're doing. They're moving the toilet upstairs, they're doing all the plumbing for the kitchen and they're putting plumbing, new toilet, new stack pipe and a new bathroom suite. So I think they've probably got maybe a week more. But also next week the electrician's starting and then that's when it causes problems because we need to, basically it's such an old house, we need to move the meter. And then we had National Grid round, as you know, and then they were like, well, I think we should move the overhead wires because they've been built onto a porch. So we're trying to chase them. We're trying to chase up our new energy provider that we've kind of locked in with since we've moved here. We've got the electrician coming around, we don't know what he can do until we sort these bits out, so it's a little bit stressful.
And I think I don't function very well when it's all a bit chaotic, so I think that's our aim for today, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you really struggle when things are all over the place. I don't think it's a control thing, but it's the way your brain works. You like to know everything and you like order, and if people say they're going to be here, you like them to be here, and if they're not, you want to know why they're not here, even though things can happen, obviously. But it's basically us. My dad's normally up with us, helping us. This is the first time really that we've been on our own, so I don't know if whether that plays a part. They were a little bit daunted, but you saw our Desperado toilet, the train spotting one. Well, we have been using that as and when we need to use it, but we've got the added bonus now is obviously the plumbers have turned the water off, apart from an outdoor tap. So if you want to use that toilet, one, you can't flush it, so now going to the toilet is a bit of a rigmarole because you have to go away and then you have to like go outside, fill up a bucket, pour that into the cistern, then flush it. So like you've got all that as well, and it's just faff, and you just think, should I just get some Huggies? Pull up pants or something? It might save time, I don't know, but
I'm not changing you, can?
No, that's fine. But
Anyway.
It's just full on. And one thing I did want to reference actually, because this actually really wound me up. So this is these videos that you're seeing. This is our life, right? We're very different to other people. I'm sure there's other people do things so different to us. And we've had a few comments on our videos, not nasty ones. We've had so many lovely comments. So thank you for everyone that's taken the time to comment. But there's been the odd comment that's like, it's not even a big job. Don't know why you're worried about it, or it's not even a big bit of land. Don't know why you're stressed. And that is absolutely fine.
And true.
But for us,
it's the exact opposite.
It's a lot. We're not used to this. We've moved to a completely new area. We've completely changed kind of what we were doing before. We've both been through therapy in the last 12 months. We've both had a lot going on with our mental health. We've both had a lot going on, everything. And we're just tired. But I would just want everyone to appreciate that we're doing this at our pace, at our standard, and to us this is a big thing. I completely understand that some people have acres and acres and acres and they do this for a living. I commend you, people, I 100% do. But for us, this is very different. It's out of our routine. I guess we're really privileged that we've had such a lovely life that we don't have to worry about anything. And now we're obviously worrying about everything. So I just wanted to put that out there, that we're stressing a little bit and we've got a lot to do, but it's just because this is not normal for us. And I totally get that there are people out there that this will be a breeze, and I wish I was you right now.
I mean, the garden is big for what we've come from, and the project is big for the fact that we've got to do a lot because finances dictate that that's what we've got to do. We don't have the budget to put in a full-time project manager, and it's just one of those things.
We have got some money. We're not like on the breadline or whatever. We have got money that we're working out to try and get as much as we can do ourselves. But like when we're exhausted and tired and we really just, quite frankly, can't be arsed, these next couple of days on our own, we've got to strip all the wallpaper in basically every room. We've got to completely clear, and I will show you a bit of that in a bit. The front room is basically covered in tools, dust, rubble from the fireplace, bits that need to go upstairs. That all needs to be cleared and moved away from the walls for when the electrician comes in, because he's going to want to know where he's putting sockets and where he's chasing in. Sorry, go on.
But for other people, going back to what you said, that's easily done. But when you're running on less than empty, it's just tiring and
it is. We just can't be bothered. But I'm sure once we crack on. Oh, the other thing we've got to do is get those. Remember a couple of videos about the polystyrene tiles on the ceiling? They're still there.
No,
so they've got to come off. So we've got to do that. And yeah, we've got to chase out all the electricity people. And it feels like we're getting nowhere. But actually, when we look back, we have achieved a lot since we've only been here like a month, 6 weeks at the maximum. We've done a lot. But I'm sure once we whack the tunes on, get a bit of history going, the sun's starting to come out as well, I'm sure we'll feel a bit better about things. But this is what I've always said about this channel, that this is our life. It's completely different to other people's lives, and we've had some comments like, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? Look, quite frankly, we're probably not going to do everything by the book. We're not going to do everything in the order that you're meant to do things. We're not going to do everything professional. We're going to worry about things that probably don't even need worrying about. But that is us, right? We're Candy and Kelly. This is how we do things. Might not always be the right way, but this is our life. Everyone is different, and if every person was the same, it would be a funny old world, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, we do have our weird ways, but you know, that's what makes us us.
Exactly. So
we'll figure it out like we figure out everything else.
Exactly. And once again, we're keeping these video diaries. Really, we know that people want to watch along. We've had quite a few subscribers over the last week or so, and we also want to look back, because I'm standing in a complete shithole right now. And I know that one day I will be sitting there with my fireplace all done, my allotment all ready, and we'll be able to look back at these videos. You know, when people look back at their wedding videos, we don't do that because it got taped over, but we'll talk about that another day. But
you know who you are.
But we will look back at these videos and think, oh my god, look how much we achieved. And again, to some it might be nothing, but to us this is everything. So we're going to continue to fully put everything out there and chat with you guys and let you all follow along and just crack on. We're probably not, I don't want to say we're not normal. What am I trying to say? we're just a bit different, and we just do what we want to do, essentially. We've got no kids, we just crack on, we do things what we want to do, we do it in the way that we want to do it, and we've got no excuses for that. That's just us. So if you want to follow along, follow along. If not, then catch you on the flip, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Right, what I'm doing in here, as you can see, there's a lot of plaster at the bottom of this cupboard that's blown. So this is in the bathroom downstairs. Now, this is probably a job that you're thinking, that don't need doing, there's more important things, and 100% agree. But the plumber, because they're being a bit sporadic with their time on site, what they said to us when they left the other day, you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, a lot of chasing out's been done in here. So in this cupboard is where, now we're calling it the boiler, it's absolutely not a boiler, it's a direct immersion heat tank, because we're not having the wet heating system. But this is going to power, obviously, the shower, because we're going to have a thermostatic shower, so that's going to power that, and it's obviously going to be our hot water and everything in here. What they said to us was, look, and we've spoken to the plasterer as well, and he came round and said it's not even too bad, he can't come on site at the moment anyway. So what the plumber said was, look, you're not even going to see in this cupboard, but if you want to get in and just tidy up, because the tank's going in, so it's still going to be behind the tank and everything, we're not actually going to see it, but it will just make the cupboard a little bit nicer and fresher for when that tank does go in. So this is one of the little jobs that we can do ourselves. So we've got some plaster mix and some filler, and I've just scraped off where that is all blown at the bottom. I'm going to sweep that bit all out, and then we'll get some plaster mix on it that we've got. It's like ready-made mix. Just lather it on, kind of get it to a dry point, then sand it over, and then 12 to 24 hours, then we can paint it. So this cupboard, it'll still be a bit tooty, to be honest with you, but it will all be clean, it'll all be fresh paint, this will be tidied up here, the new tank will be in, and we'll probably still, so this is the top bit, we'll probably still will have the shelf at the top where we can put towels, essentially like an airing cupboard, I think, but that's what we're aiming for on this. But it's just one of those little jobs, absolutely no experience, googled it, took some advice from the plasterer and the plumber, and we're just going to give it a crack. So it'll look better anyway, so that's the main thing. There's quite a lot of stuff that's gone into their channel. I've got a bucket behind me, by the way, I'm not just lobbing it in the floor. I just wanted to say as well, it's not all doom and gloom. We're having a bad day, we've had a bad few days or whatever, but just for a little pick-me-up, lovely new neighbour has just popped around, and we've got 2 boxes of, I don't know if you can see, freshly laid eggs from Happy Chickens from the little small holding next door. So the old cockle-doodle-doo and his mates that wake us up every morning have now made it up to us with a couple of boxes of fresh eggs. So it's all good in the hood. Thanks for watching, hustlers. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share for the rest of our journey. Who knows where we'll end up. See you next time.